Hello everyone and welcome inside the LTU studio for another edition of the LTU Sports Report. I'm your host, Genna Rose. School is back in session. Campus is buzzing with students, socially distanced buzzing of course, and sports are back in action. Coming up on today's show, we're introducing two athletes on our Get to Know segments and take a peek on the gridiron with our football practice report, conditioning tips, and tons more. So don't go anywhere. Coming up first, we've got the LTU football team getting ready for their upcoming season. Let's check out what the players are up to for this week's practice report.
The challenges were pretty crazy. We lost our entire spring ball, so it was tough to go through that without a spring ball. We lost our spring game, we lost a bunch of practices, especially with what was going on with the changes at head coach and things like that. It was tough. It was tough going through it, but getting guys out over the summer, throwing routes and working on timing, it ended up being all right. We ended up getting a lot of really good work in, but it was still a lot of challenges losing that spring ball practices.
Everyone was really excited to come back for camp. We've all been kind of sitting at home the past 4 months, and we're one of the few teams that were able to come back for a camp. So it's just been really nice being able to get back on the field, and everyone's been really excited just to play some football again.
It's not really hard to stay motivated at all. I love football, and I'm sure a lot of these guys out in this field love football. So coming back, it's huge. There's a big difference when you come back to practice. You're ready to go. So there's a different mentality, and there's a lot of motivation out here for sure.
We got people just starting their junior year. We have no seniors on the team. So part of that was we were pretty undersized. So just trying to get in the weight room, get some lifts in this off season was really tough with gyms being closed and stuff. But our coaches, Coach Whiting, our strength coach, he was able to find ways around it with self-body workouts, and those were pretty good. And I feel like some people have got some good work in.
It's a really hype moment. I've been missing this a lot. It's been really hard, not being out here at practice. So getting back out here to practice is awesome. So it's a very hype moment, and it's love being out here with the guys for sure.
Best part about being out here with the teammates is the friendships and bonds we build. Just being around everyone, it's just been fun to be around people again and not locked in our houses anymore.
Up next is our Get to Know segment highlighting one of our athletes from the women's soccer team.
My name's Dalia Jarosik. I play soccer and I'm a sophomore. My favorite TV show is The Office because, it's hilarious and everyone loves it, so it's kind of hard not to. My favorite music artist is Luke Combs. I just love him. My favorite superhero would have to be Batman because he's kind of cute. My favorite animal is a dog because I love mine very much.
If you're still looking for ways to build muscle and get stronger, then don't go anywhere because Coach Brian Whiting takes us through another one of his conditioning tips. Let's check it out.
Got another lower body finish for you to do today. Rear foot elevated split squat, 20 reps on each leg. The catch is every 5th rep, pause for 5 seconds at the bottom. If you want to challenge yourself, do more than one set each leg. Get after it.
Back in March when everything just started coming out, that was actually a big hit for us. We had commencement coming up. The women's basketball team had made it into a playoff situation, and we were hoping to be able to perform for them. In terms of COVID protection for the band members, we've been doing a lot to keep them socially distant at all times. Our field is lined just like any of the football fields, but we've actually placed small blue dots on each one of the yard lines to keep them socially distant. In addition to that, we also purchased masks for the actual instruments.
Pandemic or not, we still got a job to do being in the band. Stay motivated, remember why you're doing band, love for music, the performing arts, marching arts.
I always see us as sort of like the support team on campus, sort of inspiring everyone and pepping everyone up during the year, trying to keep spirits high during this time.
The mentality is definitely different this year. We aren't able to perform or march, but we're going to be able to do a couple of little outside concerts. And so there's a different feel with what we're doing. Instead of focusing on marching, we're able to focus more on our music and how we play. But it's still nice to be here with my fellow marchers and just be able to spend time together doing what we all love, which is playing music, even if we can't march to it.
Because it's always fun to learn something something new. We just completed one of our songs and we're on to the second one. So we completed our song for Monster by Skillet, and then we're learning Little Shop of Horrors.
Honestly, the first day when everyone was back on campus, I just could not stop smiling. It's one that, as an educator, as a coach, the biggest thing that we love is our students, and being able to go out and perform and create music with them, see the interactions between the students that haven't seen each other in 5 or 6 months, being able to see them for the first time and socially distant way, but it's just the reactions, the energy. Everyone's ready for COVID to hopefully be done soon and again get back to normal everyday life.
We're back with another Get to Know segment, this time hopping from the women's soccer team to cross country.
My name is Haley Catania. I'm a junior and I run cross country. My favorite TV show would have to be Supernatural because I love all the mythology and the storylines behind it. I love Ariana Grande because her voice is just really amazing to listen to. I love going to Panama City, Florida. The beach is beautiful and I just love going down there with my family. My celebrity crush is Tom Holland because he is just one of the most relatable actors out there. My favorite superhero would have to be The Flash because I love running. My favorite animal are dolphins because I love the sea and dolphins are just really cool and smart.
Every year, LTU hosts Robofest, where students come from all over the world to show off their robotics skills. This year, the competition will be done a little differently, as LTU will be hosting Robofest online.
Thank you so much for joining us, Danielle. You are one of the more involved Robofest student workers over on Lawrence Tech's campus. So if you could just give us a broad overview of what the Robofest game is this year and how the process has gone with moving it to an online format. I know that Robofest is the only World Championship robotics competition that has actually made it through the pandemic, which makes it pretty exciting that you guys were able to do this.
Yeah, so the game this year is called Golf Bowl, and basically students design and build a robot to putt a golf ball into holes on a 6-foot table, also trying to knock over water bottles that are positioned at the end. Then we also have exhibition, which students come up with any task that they want and they choose to make a robot to complete that task. It's kind of like a science fair, but with robots. We also have the Bottle Sumo time trial, and it's a competition in which robots try to push water bottles off the table in the fastest time possible. Robo Arts, which is students create a robot that does some artistic performance, whether music or dance or painting, anything artistic. And then we have the Unknown Mission Challenge, which is a task that is given to the students the day of, and they have to build and program the robot within a 3-hour time span and have it perform that day. It sounds pretty complicated, and it definitely is.
So then how did you make it work with getting that from being everyone in the same room and judging it and making sure that everything is going legally as far as judging, and now putting it into an online format?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're having it in a Zoom format. We've got judges that are being proctors and watching, making sure everything's right. And then on site, there's a judge that's checking the dimensions of the table, checking the robot position and everything. And then after the round is done, they're going to score it and then submit the scores to the judges.
Okay, well, very cool. Do you think that any part of that then now online video format will take on in the future?
We're going to continue doing this. We used to do online video qualifiers before, and I think it's just going to continue as long as things are the way they are. In fact, we had believed to be the first online competition for teams in Singapore in 2007 using Skype.
Oh my gosh, well, that's exciting. So then it would totally make sense to keep using this format that you guys have now become accustomed to this year, just to reach all these people from now on. And I guess lastly, anybody who's still interested in joining Robofest and getting something submitted and getting a robot created, how would they sign up, or is it too late, or where would they go?
Yeah, registration's still open for a number of different categories. And so if they want to sign up, they would just go to robofest.net and then select registration.
All right, and can you remind me again, when is the world competition?
It's taking place over multiple weeks until early October that we've gotten dates.
All right, so still a few months then.
Yeah, but if teams want to get involved, they would have to start pretty soon.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get a few more teams on that roster from this interview.
Well, thank you for having me.
That's our show for this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you aren't already following us on social media, be sure to check us out at LTU Athletics for daily updates on everything happening at Lawrence Tech. I'm your host, Genna Rose, and I'll see you here next time right here on the LTU Sports Report.